Hello everyone and welcome to my new video on stock market. In this video, I'm going to share a lot of knowledge about stock markets that can be very useful for you in the long-term investing. So do watch this video till the end. You will gain a lot of knowledge about the stock market from this. And also my humble request that please subscribe to my channel. So if you see the lines below, अगर वीडियोस देख के चले जाते हो और चैनल को सब्सक्राइब नहीं करते तो याद रखना कि ऊपर वाला देख रहा है, सब्सक्राइब करो. This is just for humor, but please subscribe to my channel if you like my content. In case you do not like the content, it's okay, but if you like the content, do subscribe, because it takes a lot of time to create all these contents. It takes a lot of effort and time to create these contents. So do support me and encourage me by subscribing to my channel. Now, all the knowledge, most of the knowledge that I'm sharing here is from Peter Lynch. So who Peter Lynch was, let's discuss this first. So he was one of the famous investors and also a fund manager in US. So in US, there is a very popular, mutual fund house that is called as Fidelity Fund. Now, in India, you have like HDFC funds. And similarly, you have SBI funds. Similarly, US, they have Fidelity funds. That is one of the largest in US. And one of the, they are a fund house. So in that, they had a fund called Magellan Fund. And Peter Lynch ran this fund. So he was the fund manager of this fund from 1977 to 1990. That is for 13 years. And in this 13 years, he increased the asset under management of this fund from $18 million to $14 billion. That's insane. That's huge. What increased he has caused in this fund. And that was because of the returns that he gave to its shareholders, or not shareholders, you can say, but mutual fund investor that they had. Now, CAGR returns for these 13 years was 30%. That's quite huge. 30% for 13 years. So that's why a lot of people in US invested in this fund. And if you want to learn more about Peter Lynch, he has written a lot of books. Sharing his experience. And the two important books are Learn to Earn and Once Upon Wall Street. Do read these two books if you want to gain knowledge. Now, Peter Lynch says that although it's easy to forget sometimes, a share is not a lottery ticket. It's a part ownership of a business. This is very important to understand. A share is not a lottery ticket that you are guessing something, you are gambling something. No, it is not that. It's actually a part ownership of a business or a company. So if you're buying shares of Reliance Industries, you are actually becoming a owner of Reliance Industries. Okay, understand that the stake of your ownership is quite small, very, very small, but then also you are an owner. Understand this. Similarly, you are buying for, let's say, ITC, then you become an owner of that company. Understand this. So in the long term, if the company does well, stocks do well, because with every stock, there is a company associated, right? With every share or stock, there is a company associated with it. And in long term, everything is about earnings, earnings, and earnings. If earnings do well, the company does well in the long term. If earnings do not do well, the company will not do well in the long term. Also understand what you are owning. Why you are owning. Let's say you are owning Reliance Industries. Then you should have some reason that why you are owning that stock. You should see some potential. You should understand how Reliance Industries makes money. You should understand all this. Then only on the stock, you should understand that. And in case you cannot understand a company, you find it very difficult to analyze pharma stocks, chemical stocks, IT stocks, it's okay. That's possible. For me also, understanding chemicals or pharma is not quite easy. So for that, what I do is I follow the mutual funds. So in mutual funds, you will have some mutual funds which are basically dedicated to this, like pharma or chemicals or IT. So invest in those funds indirectly. Also watch my video on invest in what you know. So the video should be here. On the right hand side, you can see the video here. The link should be there, and the link should also be there in the description. So do watch that. Now there are three groups of people in stock market. So first one are the professional traders. So those are traders, but those are professional traders. So they have a stop loss. They also know when to sell the stock. They also analyze the charts and everything. They also keep on, getting all the news, good news, bad news, and based on that, they take the decisions on buying and selling. So they are professionals. Then you have amateur traders. Now these are new traders which do not know anything about the stock. They only know that the stock price is going up, so I will also buy the stock. That's only the reason for them. They do not understand when they will sell, when they will actually buy, and how this stock will be affected by some news. They do not know anything. They just enter the stock because the stock price is rising. Example, maybe Alok Industry or Ruchi Soya. So in this, I mean, new traders are seeing that the stock price is rising. So okay, they do not want to lose this opportunity of lifetime. So they just put their money. Then last one is of course the investors who actually see the what how company works actually, how company makes money, see their financial numbers, and based on all of this, they take the decision whether to buy or sell their stock. And investors can also invest indirectly through mutual funds also. In this case, they are not analyzing any stocks. They give this opportunity, not opportunity, but this thing should be taken care by the mutual fund house. That's what they think, and they give this to the mutual fund houses to do. Of course, they pay some commission on top of that. Now, where people actually go wrong? Think about this. When you are going to buy a car, a house, mobile, TV, even a grocery, in all this case, you do a lot of research and everything. Then only you buy these stuffs. Take example of mobile. You compare all the mobiles that are there on Amazon or Flipkart. Then you see the what are the features in all these mobiles. Let's say 4 GB RAM. It has like very good processor, everything. Then only you buy the mobile. You do a lot of research. But what about stock? Just because price is going up, you buy the stock. No research, nothing. You are doing in this. But in stock, you're putting a lot of money. In mobile, it's okay. You're buying for 20,000. In stock, you may be putting lakhs of money, and you may lose it all. At least mobile, at least really functional. You will gain from that. But stock, if you lose the money, everything is gone. That's what the second line. If people would have their money in of their savings in the stocks without doing any research, and when they actually lose the money, they blame it on the market, the manipulators, the promoters, and everyone. I understand the company may be wrong, but why did you buy the company when the company was wrong, when the company was not making any profits, and on the financial side, if the company was not doing well, why are you buying that company first of all? And also nobody can predict the markets. Somebody will tell you that okay, I gave some 10 calls and all my 10 calls were right, but trust me, most of the people are wrong in that. If you try to predict the market, out of 10 times I will say only 2 or 3 times you may be correct, or other 7 times you will surely be wrong. And if you want to understand more about this, do watch my video on predicting the markets, so that you can find the link again in the right side, top right side here, and also in the description also. Now, what do you need to become a great investor? So if you want to become a great investor, what should you do? The first important thing I always will say is patience. So you do not require a PhD degree, MBA degree, BTech degree, or anything to become or a CA degree. You don't need these degrees to become a great investor. If you just have basic knowledge of maths and you understand English, you can read English, it's enough. You can become a great investor. The only requirement I think you need is, of course you should have education at least till 7th 8th, because that's where almost all the basic maths now. You should have patience. That's very important in stock market. If you are for long term and if you want to make good money, you have to have patience. So everybody says now that the Bajaj Finance stock price was rupees 5 in 2009 and it was close to 5,000 in 2020, but you want to hold the stock for that 11 years, then only you will get the returns. If you just sell it after 1 or 2 years, you make returns, but not this type of returns in the stock market. You make maybe 100%, 200% return, but not what Bajaj Finance has given. It has given 1000x returns in these 11 years. So you also need the patience. That's very important. And what happens when there is bad news? If bad news will be everywhere. If you open some TV channel, which which are for stock markets, you will see every time there are some bad news coming on that channel. Now, if you keep seeing the bad news, every time you will be selling the stocks. So that's why you have to be faithful in the economy of your country. So if you are a long-term investor, you have to be positive that your country's economy in the 10, 15 years is going to do well. If you are negative, do not put your money in the stock market. Go for any other like real estate, fixed deposit, everything. Do not go for stock market if you think the country's economy cannot do well in the long term. Also, declines will keep on happening. It will happen today. It can happen today, tomorrow itself, after 2 months, 3 months. Nobody knows. But you should have that, patience in your that if the stock market goes down, also, you are a long-term investor and you should not sell the stock. So what should investors do when the market actually tanks? So I told you, declines will come. It's normal. Corrections happen. Crashes happen, corrections happen. All these happen in stock market. That's normal. Now, what should an investor do in this? So if you are going to sell the stocks, please do not invest in stock market. So if stock market is going to crash and you are going to sell the stock when it is crashing, please do not invest in the stock market. You will lose a lot of money. Now understand this, when the stock market actually corrects, a lot of stocks becomes cheap. Understand this. So that's where, let's say you have already 10 stocks. See that, okay, maybe let's say you have bought 10 stocks before the crash. Now see that, okay, all those 10 stocks maybe are trading at 30% now. I mean, from the what the price was before the crash. Now you understand that it's a good, if the stock is good now also, it's a good opportunity to buy the stock cheaply. So invest more. I mean, keep doing SIP in those stocks. And recoveries take time. Do not fear that, okay, I mean, only for 5 days the crash will happen. After 6 days, it will be like, again, it will go to that. No, no, no. It doesn't happen like that. Most recoveries takes time, 6 months, 1 year. You will see that all recovery takes time. It's not that in 1 month, 2 months, you will see the whole recovery happening. So that's why take time, keep on following the SIP. It will be very good for long-term investing. And also, let's say if you are fearful that, if you are fearing that, okay, I'll miss the opportunity when the crash is happening, it's okay. Keep 10% of your portfolio in cash. It's okay. 10% is okay. But do not keep a lot of amount in cash. Then what happens? If the stock market is going up, you're actually losing because you are in cash, right? So you're losing some money. So understand that. So do not put a lot of money in cash. But yeah, some 10%, 15% you can put. And how can an average investor get an edge over others? For this, what you have to do is you have to invest in only the companies that you understand and you can keep track of. That's where you get an edge over others. Also, you have the ability to read the numbers, analyze the numbers, their financial number, financial ratios, balance sheet, income statement, cash flow ratio, everything. You can analyze that. Take example of DMart or Nestle. So if you want to analyze these companies, okay, you understand this company is going to do well because you go to DMart and buy the stuffs, and you are seeing many other people going to DMart. So in Nestle, let's say everybody is buying Maggie. You also like Maggie a lot, but that's not the only reason for buying stocks. The next reason should be read the numbers. I mean the financial numbers of that company. Then only buy the stock. And now understand this, stock went up from 100 or 200 in 1 month. Now what should you do? Right? See, stock went up from 100 or 200, but did any fundamental change happen in the stock? So did the profits increase or there was any good news? I mean, good news in the sense that company expanding into something or some this type of news that actually made that. If it's not, I will say, do not, okay, be patient. I mean, it's okay. Let it go high, no issues. But think about that. I mean, of course, and in some case it can happen. It can become very overpriced. From 100, it went to, let's say, 500 in 1 year without any change in profits. Then you should be fearful also, because it has went from 100 to 500 with no profit change, no fundamental change. Then you should maybe, if it becomes lot overpriced, you may also sell also in that case. Take another example, opposite of this. Stock went up from 100 to 50 in 1 month. Now what should you do? See, it went from 100 to 50, a 50% decline. But did any fundamental change happen? And again, ask yourself the same reason. If the profits actually decline in this quarter, maybe it's okay. It's okay to go 50% down. But if there is no fundamental change and the stock is going 50% down, it's an opportunity to buy the stock actually, if you see. So that's how you get an edge over other investors, by looking at the numbers, by looking at the fundamentals of the company. So always remember this. I think that's all for this. And I'm sure that you would have gained a lot of knowledge from this video. And if you did like the content, please subscribe to my channel and support me. Thank you.